Hi, Stephen. In terms of Europa League qualifiers that you've faced in your time as Rangers manager, from what you've seen of Willem II, where do you think this ranks in terms of toughness of Europa League qualifiers?
I think it's very difficult to compare team to team. Everyone has different styles, different strengths, different weaknesses. But one thing's for sure, it'll be a tough game. It'll be a big challenge for us. From experience in the last couple of years, we've noticed from round to round that the level in terms of quality rises a lot. So that's with no disrespect to teams that we've moved on from or that we've beat in the past. But I think it's only natural. The closer you get to group stages, the level of opponents always improves. Craig Vickers, please.
Hi, Stephen. I just want a word on, obviously the news broke yesterday about no fans in stadiums for the foreseeable future. How much of a blow is that for yourself and for the club?
Massive. It's not the news that I don't think anyone who loves the game or is connected with our club for sure wanted to hear. Football's not the same at the moment. I don't think anyone enjoys it as much as having fans in the stadiums. Especially when you're on the eve of situations that we're in at the moment. Coming to places away in Europe should be playing in front of really exciting atmospheres and really making the game even more special than it is. So it's not the news that anyone wanted. It's a massive blow for us, for the Scottish game. And hopefully there's better news in the coming weeks. I think they come back to it in the 13th of October, I think I read. So hopefully there's better news when we get to that date. David Tanner, please.
Hi, Stephen. You've obviously picked up a few injuries in the last couple of weeks. What's the latest news on the squad, and do you feel as though the squad you have got are more than capable of doing the job in Tilburg?
Yeah, I'm confident in the squad. I have total belief in the squad that we've brought in, the players that are available. We play well and reach anywhere near our potential. I'm confident that we can get a positive result. Nothing's changed in terms of the injuries from the weekend, so the update I last gave, nothing's changed on that. So we are basically have brought the players that were available for the Hibs game. Luke Shanley, please.
Hi, Stephen. In terms of this one going in, it's the one-legged tie. Does that make you change the way you approach this one? There's a more jeopardy to it. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think it might slightly. I think it might. It is different. It is a unique situation. It does take away a slight advantage for us, if you like, if it is over two legs and you have the opportunity to bring the team back to your home ground. Whether that's a bigger advantage with no fans or with fans is up for debate. But one thing's for sure, I think to get through this new process under the COVID restrictions, it's going to be a harder and tougher challenge than the previous 2 years. Andy Newport, please.
Hi, Stephen. Willem II lost both their matches last year against Feyenoord. You obviously acquitted yourself pretty well against them last season. Does that give you extra sort of cause for extra encouragement, knowing that you're against a team that you should be able to take care of?
Not really. I think during seasons domestically you can achieve special results, and sometimes you don't get the results that maybe you should achieve. For example, I wouldn't expect Willem II to have an opinion of us because we lost to Hamilton. So you don't really look into the results. What I would say is I have watched a game that they played against Feyenoord. I think it was the last game they played before the lockdown kicked in, which was an interesting watch. We've also watched all the games that they've played this season, 2 in the league and 1 against Progress in the previous qualifier. So we've got a really good idea about this team, what they're about, the strengths, the weaknesses. They carry a big threat in the front 4 players. They normally have played a 4-2-3-1 formation. He made some really interesting changes at the weekend at half time. He wasn't getting much joy, and he changed people that had been playing in positions consistently but went a little bit different. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what team they decide to play, because that'll give me a big indication in terms of personnel, how it'll look from a Willem II point of view. David Edgar, please.
Hi, Stephen. When you're coming up against another team who, like yourselves, are very technical and a lot of good skillful players, is it does it sometimes come down to what you do when you don't have the ball in a match like this, and who performs best when they're without the possession?
Yeah, possibly. I think it's very difficult to predict how a game might pan out or work out. But I think one thing's for sure at this level: if you're passive, you stand off good players. Even more than domestically, you'll get hit at this level for sure. So, a big part of our performance and success throughout these qualifiers over the last couple of years and our journeys in Europe have really stemmed from our solid base defensively, our organisation, and what we give to the game out of possession. Having said that, it's just one side of the game. You've still got to have the players and the talent in your team to go and hit the team when the ball turns over. So to get a successful result tomorrow, both sides of our game have got to be good. But from an out of possession point of view, we've got to be much better than the weekend.
Ronnie, go ahead.
Hi, Stephen. I'm just wondering, in terms of last season's campaign, how can those memories and those matches and that experience act as somewhat of a determining factor for these two games ahead to make it to those group stages?
Yeah, I think the two journeys we've had in Europe over the last couple of years, we've got to use that experience. We've got to tap into that, the knowledge of how these games have gone previous. I think the players individually and collectively have got to tap into, what it took to have them successful journeys over the last couple of years. And the players know what's needed and what it takes to get a successful result away in Europe. That's something that we've got better at over the last couple of years. We're now capable of coming and performing at places like this and getting a positive result, but we know we have to find the performance first.
Thanks, Stephen. Martin from Dutch TV, a question, please.
Yes, Stephen, I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
I have a question about in the past. I remember that the Dutch competition was very often compared with the Scottish competition. If talking about level maybe and spectators and stuff, do you think this comparison is still okay? And do you realize, if so, that Willem II, if you talk about budget, is the number 13 of Holland? So what does that say about this match?
I'm not going to sit here and get involved in budgets and compare budgets between Willem II and Rangers and Scotland and Holland. I think it's up for debate and opinion in terms of which league's the strongest and who has the biggest budget. I'm not really interested in the politics and the details of both clubs. What I'm interested in is the Willem II team, who they have at the disposal in terms of strengths and weaknesses. And my focus is on the next 90 minutes rather than who has the strongest league, who has the biggest budget. That for me is not really important at the moment.